Safety rules and practices. Unit overview. To understand the safe use of fork trucks by providing a presentation of slides which demonstrates the do's and don'ts when operating fork trucks. Objective. Candidates will be able to identify good and bad operating practices. 3-point contact. It is important to always use 3 points of contact when getting on or off a forklift. Always get on or off facing the forklift, using the handles provided. Always look before starting by doing a 360-degree check around the forklift. Watch for loose loads. Handle only stable, safely arranged loads. Keep hands and feet out of the mast assembly. Watch rear end swing. Note: if the forklift is traveling forward, the tail swing will be 3 times faster when turning. Always be aware of this when turning. Watch side clearance on structures and pipes when maneuvering. Don't use your fork truck as a personal lift unless there is a man cage provided that meets all the manufacturer's specifications. Don't carry passengers unless there is a seat that has been fitted by the manufacturer. Never overtake other vehicles. Always keep a safe distance from other vehicles. Go slow and sound the horn when approaching corners and entrances. Note: the horn is only to be used as a warning device. Remember the 4-meter rule around electrical installations. Always watch load and mast overhead clearance. Only cross railway lines that are recessed, and this must be done slowly and diagonally whenever possible. Note: you must not park within 4 meters of a railway line. The only exception to this rule is if you are working behind a substantial barrier, approved fencing, that is built no closer than 2.75 meters from the track center line. Always drive with the load uphill on a ramp. Use an assistant when going up or down with a bulky load. When raining, the ground conditions can become slippery and unstable. In fog and sunstrike, you can have poor visibility. Slow down for wet, slippery areas. If needed, stop and clean spills up. Avoid stunt driving and horseplay. Keep your forklift truck under control at all times. Note: you must keep to the speed limits set out as per site requirements and/or speed limits that are suitable for the working conditions. Start and stop gradually and slowly. Avoid running over loose objects. Observe floor loading limits. Warning: never drive over a bridge plate unless you are satisfied that it will support the weight of your forklift truck and load and is securely fixed. Then, drive over very slowly and never exceed the bridge plate's rated capacity. For better vision with bulky loads, drive backwards. Position the load evenly on the forks for proper balance. Have brakes set and wheel blocks in place while loading and unloading. Warning: before driving over a dockboard or bridge plate, be sure that it is properly secured, driving carefully and slowly across the dockboard or bridge plate, and never exceed its rated capacity. Don't daydream. Stay alert. Always use the load backrest extension and overhead guard for high stacking. Keep the load against the backrest with the mast tilted backward. Note: bottom heel of the fork should be approximately 150 millimeters off of the ground or at a height that will enable you to avoid any ground obstructions. Don't overload. Never go beyond the forklift's rated capacity. Consult the load plate. Always use the proper size pallet. The use of a proper size pallet will help ensure load stability when traveling and stacking or destacking. The standard size pallet in New Zealand measures 1,200 millimeters by 1,000 millimeters. With a pallet of that size up against the heel of the forks, the load center will be either 500 millimeters or 600 millimeters, depending on which side it's picked up. Be aware of the effect different size pallets may have on your load center and the center of gravity of the load. Keep loading and unloading area safe. Note: remember, if you can't see the driver, then you stop. Parking rules. When parking your forklift without a load, the fork should be tilted forward with the tips touching the ground with the brakes on, the forklift in neutral with the rear wheels straight and the electricals turned off. Safety rules and practices. End of presentation. Quiz to follow.